Hello, folks. Good evening. We are television active, I should tell you. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Now, today on the program, wife of Ekiti State Governor and group engage religious leaders on advancing girl-child education. President Tinubu orders immediate review of tertiary institutions governing boards over lack of federal character. And later on this one, court halts implementation of repealed Kano Emirate law, just as Governor Yusuf presents letter of appointment to Muhammadu Sanusi as Emir. Now, I'm hanging out with, you know him, Babajide Kolade Otitoju, BKO. BKO, I greet you one more time.
Good evening, citizen. Good evening to our viewers.
Yeah, BKO, we are joined by the Ekiti boy, proud Ekiti son,
yes,
Majid Jamiu. Majid, welcome.
From the rustic village of Igbemo.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is a rice-growing village.
Igbemo is in the map.
I struggle to find it, but that's not an issue. Don't bring up that issue because they will stop supplying me rice.
You struggle to find it, it means you continue to struggle to
find
rice.
No, don't bring. Why did you do this?
We aren't going to court. I'm sorry, we withdraw it. Okay, the team is ready. I hope you are. All right, let's go. You know, one profound statement of a first lady that resonates with contemporary Nigeria is the one credited to late Jackie Kennedy, the wife of JFK, if you remember. She said, let me quote her, we should all do something to right the wrongs that we see and not just complain about them, end quote. In this regard, the wife of Ekiti State Governor Olayemi Oyebanji and a group, Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, held a stakeholders meeting with religious leaders aimed at curbing cases of out-of-school children and promoting girl-child education at the event at Ado-Ekiti. The First Lady stated that the Biodun Oyebanji administration has invested a lot in the education sector, particularly in providing a conducive learning environment for pupils and students in both public and primary, both public, primary, and secondary schools in the state. Let's share a reaction by one of the religious leaders at the event. Let's go there.
Gun came and the government involved immensely in trying to solve some of the problems that we are facing in Ekiti, especially our education of our children, especially the girls. It is the responsibility of the religious leader, especially we Muslims, because you should know the emphasis that our religion, Islam, lays on education. As I mentioned earlier, the first revelation that came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has something to do with education, reading and writing. That is Quran chapter 96, verse 1 to 5. Where the first command of Allah that came to Muhammad was read. We show the importance of education because to read, you should know. To read, you have to have education. The Prophet was taught by Allah. So other people, mankind should know the importance of education. That is read and writing. So Allah mentioned qalam, and qalam is pen. So you cannot read without writing, and you cannot write without using pen. So we Muslims, as the emphasis is laid on it, we should know that we should teach our children, male and female. We should let them know that education is through education they can develop. It's through education they can make progress in life, especially the education of the female, the girls. I was saying there is a saying of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that whoever is blessed with 4 children and teach them and educate them, he says that those persons will enter the paradise at the end of judgment. Those with less than 3 children, and they ask if it is 3 children, he said the same thing will happen to him. If it's only 2, and if
yeah, Jide, the Imam has spoken well.
Yes, and the governor's wife has done the right thing. There's a popular saying that when you educate a girl child,
yeah,
you educate
the community.
So
yeah.
we need to do a lot to cause the rise to happen in terms of enrollment of the girl child in schools. It's a big problem in northern Nigeria now. But it's not as if it's limited. That problem is limited to northern Nigeria. We have that problem.
Oh yeah.
Children, the girl child gets married off too early. To see girls who are already married at a time when they should actually be in school. This is a trend that we have to address.
It becomes more terrible when children get to give birth to children, if you understand.
Yes, we have to do something about that. Otherwise, we'll pay dearly for it in future. So I commend the First Lady. If her own parents are not giving her quality education, she won't be the university lecturer that she is. She's a lecturer in the university, you know, in Nigeria's premier university. So we have to encourage her to do a lot more in this respect.
As a matter of fact, she says it gives her joy to teach.
Yes. Even after she became a First Lady, I saw her on one occasion. She went to school and was teaching the children. You know, teaching is a habit that doesn't leave you.
Yeah.
You know? So no matter how busy you are, there are occasions when you feel like just going back to the classroom. And I appreciate her.
Jami, your state is in the news.
Yeah.
You know what? It's called pillow talk. When the first citizen and the first lady talk about the big job.
Yeah, you know, I'm happy that Ekiti is in the news for the positive things this time around. And the wife of the governor has been a key factor in ensuring that the girl child gets educated. And there's a program by the World Bank called Agile, the Adolescent Girls in Learning Initiative.
Yeah.
It's a pilot scheme for 7 states in Nigeria, of which Ekiti is one of them. The World Bank provided $500 million to ensure that the young girls are kept in school. There is an increase in the enrollment of the girl child in schools, not just enrollment to see them through school. So conditional cash grafts, the innovation of schools, even provision of e-learning facilities. And you see, when you have the wife of governor, who is also a teacher herself, she lectures at the State University and also at Afebabalola University as a visiting lecturers. Apart from the fact that she also goes to classrooms in public secondary schools in the state to teach. So yesterday, what she did was to call religious leaders and even traditionalists to talk to them on how to ensure that we have more of these girl childs in schools, that even if they get pregnant, shouldn't stop their education, while not saying that they should go and get pregnant, you know. So it's a very good initiative that she's a driving force for higher school enrollment for the girl child in Ekiti. And also, under the Agile program, about 203 schools have been renovated. And also, about 3 months ago, the wife of the governor led the Agile team to distribute 25,000 naira cash grant to indigent students, which was put in ATM cards for them, where their parents monitor the way they spend it to buy biro, exercise books and stuff like that.
Jamie, I cannot forget the words of the late Baroness Thatcher you remember?
Yeah.
She said, if you want anything said, ask a man. But if you want anything done, ask a woman.
Yeah, and
so
you see,
we're getting someplace.
And you see, the team driving all of this in Ekiti are basically women. The wife of the governor as the team leader, the commissioner for education, Mrs. Aderiye, she's also a lady, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Education, Dr. Olomonjobi, and the project coordinator for Agile, Mrs. Yewande Adesua. So they are all ladies. And also in conjunction with the Commissioner for Women Affairs, the former head of service, who is also...
we're getting someplace.
Yeah.
Okay, then to our next story. You know, the federal character principle was made law in 1996 to reflect fairness and equity in the distribution of public posts among the federating units of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. President Bola Tinubu has ordered a comprehensive review of the governing boards of tertiary institutions in the country to reflect federal character and national spread. With this healthy development, tertiary institutions would set to work immediately. This was the position of Babajide and other guests when the issue came up for discussion on the program earlier. Let's share that with you.
What we have is a situation in which Adamawa State, where Mr. President lost in the election, where APC lost all the elections, produced 32 members into the governing councils of universities, colleges of education, and polytechnics. You now have a state like Niger having between 6 to 7, and Niger in the north central, Niger did extremely well for the president.
Yes, Niger Kogi.
Mr. President won 5 out of the 6 states of north central, with Niger playing a key part. They will get 6 to 7 members, and a state where the president didn't manage to win election will be producing 32. Sometimes I ask, who are the people helping Mr. President to appoint people to position? Because it's not possible for the president to know everybody.
Yes,
he has to delegate these things.
Yes.
But a lot of the people helping Mr. President in this regard, they are extremely selfish and
They're
shameless.
not taking these factors into consideration.
At all. Whereas these factors, when an election, when we get to another electoral cycle, these factors will come to play. People will ask,
people that
how did you treat me?
In their presidential committee.
Yes.
I think the APC would need to fix its reward system, and is also for Mr. President and National Working Committee of the All Progressives Congress, including the party chairman, to pay attention to all of this.
If this continues, it's a very predictable outcome. The leader of the party, the president, and Dr. Umar Ganduje, the national chairman of the party, they have a lot of work to do. If you sound out the PDP, APC members, a good number of them are very angry.
They are very angry.
Yeah, Jamie, so the federal character principle can take us somewhere.
Yeah, especially on this appointment to the boards and governing boards and the governing councils of these tertiary institutions. We have 111 of such tertiary institutions, and at 5 per 1, that makes a total of 555 appointments. So we have 36 states plus Abuja. So if it is evenly distributed, at least a state should have between 10 and 15.
Yeah.
If you have 15, it will go around, but it might not be possible. But then, in a situation where a state is having 32, and my state, Ekiti, is having just 5, Ekiti was the first state to deliver for Mr. President. I mean, that is on record, 100%. So, why should Ekiti have just 5? Imo Imo also delivered. I mean, even if it didn't deliver, there's federal character. 6, just 6. Niger, I think about 5 or 6. No. If you are talking about 10, then 12, 18, but 32, no. Those helping the president to gather these names and sort them should be mindful of what we call federal character. If you put 100...
It's not federal character that is at play. It's not federal character.
There is a man, no man.
Not the point.
And some people are also taking money.
If people are talking about federal character, we as informed journalists should not join them and say, this issue has nothing to do with federal character. And it's about people using their position to simply put their friends. Whether those friends are PDP, they don't mind.
They don't care,
I know a senior lawyer who is a staunch PDP member. And you leave APC members who work for the president's victory.
And they put them there.
Because you think that he will not scrutinize everything, he will not have the time to scrutinize. I mean, it's pure wickedness to look at people who worked. Some sold their houses. Went around mobilizing support for a president that some people said, no, he cannot succeed, he's wasting his time. Oh, Bala Blue is going nowhere. They were saying all that. Some of the people taunted APC members. And now they are in government.
They are in government.
The people who are taunted,
they are outside.
They are outside looking in like an outsider. So what are we talking about? It's not federal character. Because, look, it is possible for selfish people to appoint their friends in conformity with federal character.
Yes.
Even when those friends didn't work for the president's victory. Look at what happened in Ondo. A very shameful thing. Somebody they produced his video where he was mocking the president.
Apart from mocking
and
the president,
you gave him appointment.
He was a PDP candidate for House of Reps in 2023. He was given an NDDC position.
Yes.
It was
a protest that caused them.
It was a protest that caused the president to change it.
And people worked for the president's victory. They are there unrewarded. You expect them to be happy? They can't be happy.
Well, some APC women protested to the wife of the to the first
you know
lady.
The way it should be done, The way it should be done. The party. You can't do this without getting the party involved. Except if you want to rubbish the sacrifices that people made.
Regarding the number.
The party. You know what they will do? The party, you work with the party. Party contributes people. Not that you say, okay, because this is this ministry that we are talking about, minister will now have the latitude to just bring in people that like. Where was this minister when they were contesting?
Yeah,
Did you see him?
Is the education minister
was he not working at Base University?
Yeah, it's the education
was
minister that nominates
in the campaigns?
Yeah.
Was he? We are not saying the president cannot appoint people who are from other...
who are technocrats.
Yes, we know that even in the US, the president will even headhunt people in the opposition parties. We have not reached that level where you will leave the people who work for you and then you go and be headhunting PDP people. The Igida Air Force. But today, some of them, you don't have to bring in people that you are not even sure of their loyalty. Put them around you. They will now be making appointments.
It's dangerous.
There is what we call fifth columnist. If a president is not careful, he will surround himself with too many fifth columnists who will be looking for his downfall without him knowing. And when they see, they will be frustrating. Whereas they are enemies. So this is the thing. What the president has done now is the right thing. Scrutinize that thing thoroughly. Scrutinize it thoroughly. Let the right thing be done. A minister has no right to go and bring 32 persons. In fact, I was told that it's more than 32. From his own state, because you are minister. So what? Because you are minister. I mean, some of the ministers of Mr. President need talking to. Because some of them are extremely arrogant.
Yes, I think the president should should set up a committee to cross-check some of these things. Because we have passed the stage where, I mean, most of the positions that could be filled by pure technocrats, I mean, those positions are gone. So this is the time to reward loyal party men. to give them, to put them into board appointments.
Jamia, thankfully, the #1 citizen has jumped into the ring, and so he's righting the wrongs.
Yeah, it's a very good one. I mean, a lot of things like this happened in the past, even with some of these appointments. So we should, the president should ensure that such things don't happen, because there are still so many positions to be filled going forward in several ministries.
So don't reward them. The election is coming.
That
you
is
need
it.
them.
Because it is.
You certainly need them.
You can't just be putting your somebody who is your friend. I mean, I even heard that some of the people in top position close to the president are taking money to put just anybody who can pay.
Talk about this program. Talk about what we have proof of. We hear those things, but we can't say it in public.
Yes.
Let's leave. Let's not.
But
let them just reward.
Let them do the right thing.
Party people
let them do the right thing by ensuring that those who work for Mr. President, who sweat to ensure that Mr. President got there, they are the ones who are benefiting
to get rewarded.
Not a situation where a state like Adamawa, just because the minister is from there, will get 32 slots, and states who are 100% APC are getting 5 slots.
Okay.
Look at Zamfara and Jigawa were the only states out of 7 in the Northwest where Mr. President won the election. What did Zamfara get? What did Jigawa get? And the state where IPC was roundly defeated in the election, you're going to be producing 32. Are you whining me?
All right.
Don't whine me.
Okay. Thankfully, as I said, the #1 citizen is attempting to right the wrongs. It's good for us. Okay. All right, let's go to our next story. You know, the dust generated by the reinstatement of a former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, as the Emir of Kano may not have settled after all. A federal high court sitting in Kano has granted an order suspending the implementation of the repealed Kano Emirate law. Now, the Sarkin Dawaki Baba had gone to court to stop the government's decision. He joined the state government, the state assembly and speaker, the attorney general of the state, the commissioner of police there, and the inspector general as respondents in the suit. For Kano State, the way home is still a long way off, as the governor presented a letter, the letter of appointment to Muhammadu Sanusi as the emir. Let's share the moment with you. Let's go there.
Let me say that your reappointment to the coveted throne of Malam Ibrahim Dabo was guided by our collective and careful judgment about your competence, credibility, proven intelligence, and your popularity, not only in Kano State or Nigeria, but across the world. And such the assurances of my esteemed regards and best wishes at all the times. Congratulations once more. Allah save the person.
All right, then, let's go on a quick break now. We should be back very shortly. Please stay with us. Thank you.
There is always more to a story than the screaming headline. The part of a story that is not told casts a shadow. It's like the part of an object that is not reached by light. On TVC News, I'm able to explore the many angles there are to a story, talking to stakeholders, asking the difficult questions, and digging for facts. I believe the viewers are able to make a better decision if they're well informed and understand not just a part, but the complete story. TVC News, first with breaking news.
Yeah, Judy, let's go to Kano.
Yeah. I was told that Sanusi came into Kano yesterday. Amadou Sanusi, the second. And he received his particular appointment today. And he led Jumat prayers today at the government house.
Okay.
They expect him to move in maybe before the end of today, but the governor made the point clear that the sacked emirs have 48 hours to move their things out of their palaces. So, and 48 hours expires tomorrow. So I don't know whether some of them will have moved their things quicker than 48 hours. What is happening in Kano is an unfortunate situation. Unfortunate because wayward politicians have found a way to desecrate the traditional institution. This is the truth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not interested in who is Emir. I'm not interested in who is Emir. If it's Sanusi, fine. If it's
after all, as they say, you don't have any dog in that fight.
Well, it's not. This is not of interest to me. What is of interest to me is that we keep the traditional institution untainted and undiminished by the selfish politicians who are all over the place. This, when I was doing my research, I saw that Sanusi is the grandson of Emir Muhammadu Sanusi. Who is Muhammadu Sanusi? Is the son of Alhaji Muhammadu the First, Chiroman Kano. And Chiroman Kano is the son of Muhammadu Sanusi. What I'm saying is, this is one family. It's the same family where that is locked in this unfortunate situation. Aminu Ado Bayero, who has just been deposed, is the son of Alhaji Ado Bayero.
All right.
Alhaji Ado Bayero and Muhammadu Sanusi the First are both children of Seriki Abdullahi Bayero. Again, both Aminu Ado Bayero and Sanusi Lamido Sanusi were brought up in the same house, in the same palace, by Alhaji Ado Bayero. 4. Sanusi Lamido is married to the younger sister of Aminu Ado Bayero, the person who has just been deposed.
Wow.
When you look at everything, it is clear that this is one family that is being shamelessly divided by politicians. I'm sure that if not because of the quarrel between Jonathan and Sanusi, and then Jonathan and Kwankwaso's government, Kwankwaso would never have made Sanusi Emir. All he wanted to do was simply to spite the Jonathan administration.
Okay.
And when it was time to replace Ado Bayero, it was Sanusi Ado Bayero that was chosen by the kingmakers. In fact, Muhammadu Sanusi had congratulated him via Twitter. Suddenly, they brought
Everything
the kingmakers
changed.
back,
Yeah.
and things changed.
Yeah.
And people of Kano took to the streets. Houses were burned, people were killed. Sanusi was turbaned inside the government house. In fact, there's a hall called Coronation Hall in Kano, inside the government house. That was where he was turbaned. And he operated from government house for some time because people were angry.
Yeah.
Today, we have a situation in which Kwankwaso has restored him to that position Sanusi is back, I don't think going to court will stop anything, because they will point to the fact that he too went to court and Ganduje didn't listen. I think that it is in the interest of the traditional institution to keep themselves far away from politics. Kingmakers should respect themselves and not allow themselves to be used the way politicians use them. Because it's all politics that we are seeing.
Oh yeah.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Barefaced politics.
It's all politics. And I'm happy that there is peace in Kano. People have refused to kill one another the way it happened that last time. Because when the ruling class, the well-heeled class, the limousine driving people, when they are quarreling amongst themselves, it makes sense for the poor man to just fold his arm and be looking at them. Don't make yourself a guinea pig for anybody. Don't put your life at risk fighting for people that they care little about you.
Yeah.
So I'm extremely happy.
Sense.
Every time I'm asking, oh, Kano is peaceful, they say, yes, Kano is peaceful. I'm happy about that. In fact, on the day Governor Yusuf lost at the appeal court, I was entering Kano that day. And I saw there was peace. I said, this is really good. Because I was thinking that people will start killing themselves. I don't think it makes sense for that to happen in this matter. This matter, in my view, it has happened. Things that you don't expect happen in our country. But it's not everything that we should resort to violence over. Because, look, these are brothers, as I've explained to you, brought up in the same palace, in the same house. And look at the way politicians came into their midst.
We are told by scientists that blood is thicker than water, 6 times thicker.
Yes. You know how painful it will be. Adobayero's son was the choice of the kingmakers.
Yeah.
You had it overturned. The person who benefited from the overturning was removed. Another Adobayero's son, rather than Sanusi, that won at that time, was brought to take his place. Sanusi is the present Chiroma Kano. First son is the first son of Adobayero. Now his own younger brother took that place. You chased him away again and brought back Sanusi. Politicians, we've seen this kind of thing. We've seen people deposed. But we have to be careful. What if another governor comes down and sends Sanusi packing? Is that how we want to move on?
Jami, we've been told, I'm sure you know this, they say in politics there are no desperate situations but desperate men. And the warning to politicians is be careful of the problem you don't see coming.
Jide has summarized it, and we are seeing the power play between Kwakwanso and Ganduje. It has nothing to do with Yusuf or even Sanusi and Adobayero. It is the power play between Kwakwanso and Ganduje. A little bit similar to what happened in 1996 in Sokoto. When Abacha felt confronted by Ibrahim Dasuki in 1996.
And he kicked him.
He kicked him. He was deposed. So that's why the traditional institutions should be very, very careful the way they interfere, the kind of politics they play. That's it. SLS, as we call him in the banking sector, Lamido Sanusi, very vocal, very outspoken. He was constantly criticizing
the establishment,
especially Ganduje. And Then the Ganduje set up a probe panel to probe the resources that was going into his...
the House of Assembly.
Yeah, they got the House of Assembly to probe him. And before you know it, he was deposed. So now the same House of Assembly has been used now to reinstate him and depose Aminu Ado Abayero. So it's like a roller coaster. But it is not good for the traditional institution, especially in the north.
Yeah.
That institution is highly revered. We should not be dragging it on the ground like this.
I beg to say traditional institutions across the country.
Yes, across the country, but then you see this happening more in the north. You know, in the southern part, traditional rulers are not deposed because of their involvement in politics. Okay. Rather, probably because they were not properly selected, maybe through the courts. Not for, I mean, it's almost unheard of that you will see a first-class traditional ruler just being disposed because of politics. Because this one is pure politics. It's pure politics, and I hope they won't continue to use politics to desecrate the highly revered traditional institution. It doesn't speak well of our tradition. It's not good.
I fear for the traditional institution in Kano. Because growing up, we respected the Emir of Kano so much. But they tried their best not to stay away from politics. The Emir of Kano was so highly respected, and was the later Adobairo was an embodiment of tradition.
Okay, I remember.
I was correspondent in Kano for about 7 years. I never caught the then Emir of Kano speaking English. And my first award given to me by my colleagues as journalists, I received from the Emir of Kano in 1997. You will never hear him speaking English. And some of his friends from foreign lands, because he was in the foreign service, he was a diplomat. Some of his friends will visit him. People like Jesse Jackson was a very good friend of the late Emir of Kano.
Okay.
Ado Ibrahim. But he will receive him, will be at the event. You will never catch him speaking.
Wow.
English.
Yeah.
Never.
As a tradition.
Yes. Never. He will get someone to translate, not because he cannot speak English.
Yeah.
He had friends amongst Yorubas and other, but at least there must be a way in which he was communicating with them. But the point I'm making is they kept that tradition strong.
Yeah, sacred.
Yeah.
And sacred. Look at Alaafin Oyo, the same thing. They value the tradition so much.
Yeah.
You know, and it will never allow you to desecrate the tradition. So my fear now is going into the future, what will happen?
So otherwise, the coming days will be very interesting in Kano.
Coming days, the coming years, because of the institution. Because even Kwankwaso was interviewed on BBC, one of the foreign Hausa
service.
Yes, and he said the interviewer said, "Kowane governor, they chire serikin Kano, that any governor that comes in, given what has happened, will feel like removing the governor of Kano and put so this. Wow. He's trying to say a bad precedent had been set. So one also said, sooner the Gaskia, the people who are saying Kowane governor, the Chire Serikin Kano is an answer. because he was told that this is what people are saying, that any governor that comes is likely to remove the king and put his own. He now said, sooner the Gaskia, Ama Waifara, who started it, referring to Ganduje.
Wow.
He's saying that he is not ruling out the possibility of that happening, you know. Also, as a politician, he's an incredible politician. You can't place him as a person. You know? And he's a very dangerous politician. He said, yes, that those guys were right in saying anybody coming in as Kano governor may feel like removing the king and putting his own person.
His own, yeah.
He said, sooner the Gaskia, those saying that they are saying the truth. But Waifara, who started it, was referring to Ganduje. So he's not ruling out that possibility, but he's merely saying, well, we didn't start it. Isn't that incredible to hear? We are not ruling out the possibility of someone else coming and removing Sanusi, but who started it? That's what Kwankwaso is saying.
Okay.
So, and we know that in this one, as Majid said, it's not Abba Kabir Yusuf that is doing this. It's the governor.
Yeah.
The unofficial governor of Kano is Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso.
Yeah.
Okay then.
It is what he wants. It is what he wants that gets done. So we just we're waiting to see what happens in the coming days.
Very interesting days ahead for Kano. All right then. So let's tackle our last story for today. You know, unbeknownst to many Nigerians, the Federation of Construction Industry, FOCI, incorporated in 1954, is an umbrella body for the built industry and remains one of the highest employers of labor in Nigeria after the government. The body is not happy with the Ministry of Works because it's announcing the standard conditions of contract with the Minister of Works, David Umahi, got amended without due process. The FOCI is suing for cooperation and engagement going forward. Teamwork, I beg your pardon, we are told, is the ability to work together towards a common vision. Let's hear from the officials of the association, please.
FOCI is the second largest employer of labor in Nigeria after government. And we employ millions of Nigerians directly and indirectly, thereby contributing immensely to the GDP of the country. The slow pace of work by members within the last 1 year has resulted in significant loss of employment across the country, thereby increasing the unemployment rate in the country. Indeed, if left unchecked, it will cause catastrophic disruption in the country's socio-economic challenges and insecurity. We are aware of the recent directives by the Honorable Minister of Works, Senator David Umahi, whereby a new onerous contract conditions that invalidates the already agreed standard conditions of contract are being unilaterally introduced on new and existing projects without due consultation of all concerned parties. The action of any ministry or parastatal changing the standard conditions of contract after receiving the Bureau of Public Procurement Certificate of No Objection with a different standard of conditions of contract is not in accordance with due process and international best practices.
Thank you. Welcome back. Jamiu, you know, now we are retooling. So we need all hands on deck. Cooperation is a word. Or don't you think?
Dave Umai, the Honorable Minister, is also one of them. So he understands the industry, but I believe that he should call them and have a dialogue with them like they are suggesting. Before unilaterally, imposing conditions that are abstract to the SCC, the standard condition, that's a standard condition of contract, which, you go through a bidding process and you get through the BPP, adverts are made and you get a certificate of no objection for you to proceed to go on with your contract. But Dave Umai will tell you that if he had passed through that route, the new improved third mainland that we all see now that we are clapping for might not have been possible. So, but I also want the FOCI, the Federation of Construction Industry, or we call them the built industry, to also sit with the minister and iron these things out, so that because Umai was complaining about so many abandoned projects, and that some jobs are not done to professionally, they are not done to specification. I heard him saying, talking about the thickness of the asphalt overlay in one of the roads sometime, because he is an engineer, he understands,
he knows what he's
talking about. So unlike any other minister that is just in the ministry who does not, but Umai knows his onions. So you can't tell him any story. You can see some of the development, some of the constructions he made in his state, Ebonyi, while he was still there. So I believe that the FOCI, led by Vincent Barra, should find a way of meeting with the minister to sort this out without it disrupting the industry.
Give it all hands on deck, as they always say. This is the time we need them.
Yes, we need a lot of the projects out there to be progress to be ramped up on those projects so that they can be delivered in quality time. I'm happy that the FOCI guys expressed willingness to dialogue. So it means that all hope is not lost. They can find a middle ground. Every minister has his style. We have all seen my style. What he did in Ebonyi, does not see why we should not replicate it at the federal level. The day staff of the Ministry of Works embarrassed him, one of them said, "This is not Ebonyi State." Yes.
Just to taunt him.
It's not, just to let him know that it's in a different territory. Yes, it's not Ebonyi State. But if he recorded some measure of success over there,
that's it.
We would like to see such success replicated
at the federal level,
at the national level. That is the mandate that the president gave him, and he will want to do it the best way that he can. And they are saying that he's been terminating
contracts
at will, and
without recourse to them.
Without recourse to the law, is having the standard condition of contracts, is having them amended without recourse to those guys and putting their lives at risk. All I can say is they are critical stakeholders. These FOCI guys are critical stakeholders in the economy. One of the best ways by which we can reflate our economy is through infrastructure. Ramp up the work, turn Nigeria to one big construction site.
Yeah, because it's possible.
Many people will be employed. Even the woman who sells a wagon will go to a construction site and be patronized. You know, so you can imagine the one selling blocks, the one selling gravel, the one selling sand. You know, so it helps to get our people employed
and engaged.
Yes, and we have to do our best to ensure that that sector, that building sector, is kept very active. It will really help in reflecting our economy. And good luck to them as they also pursue dialogue in this case. I don't believe that in life we have to be rigid.
Yeah.
As if the minister believes in cement technology for road construction, but it is not in every part of our country that is desirable. There are places where you don't really need that, because their soil.
The soil is
it can really stand sure. You know, rather there are places where you definitely need it so much, even if most part of our country that is needed. It doesn't mean that every road contract must be executed with cement technologies. That's my position.
All right. Jabin, not much to add. Safe to say, time is of the essence.
And they should just find a middle of the road approach so that
meet somewhere.
Yeah, they should find somewhere to meet, and so that this one will not degenerate into the built industry. I mean, downing tools and saying they are halting all contracts, because they can actually do that.
Oh yeah. Okay. Especially at a time like this, as I said, we're retooling.
Yeah.
We can get back there. We can get back up. We can get back up there. We can. Yeah, gentlemen, I hear our job is done, and we cannot but thank both of you, Babajide Kolade Utitoju. Many thanks, BKO.
Thank you so much.
Jamil Majid, I greet you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. So that will just about do it for the program today. If you missed any part of it, not to worry. Later tonight at 11, a repeat broadcast will take our airtime. But then on Sunday, we expand the field for you from between 1:30 and 3:30 p.m. for the show. Just to inform you, we are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Citizen Jones Hussein. Many thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.
All of us don't collect our vaccine now, eh?
All of us don't collect the COVID vaccine last.
Yes, so even you don't collect your tetanus shot. The HPV vaccine for small girls who are the same age like you.
It's good as we carry everybody, come collect them vaccinate and
thank you, doctor. I don't want to make them hear them anywhere. Say somebody from my family no collect the vaccine. Plus, we go follow the timetable. Big people so collect. Pikins them collect. Auntie where they come visit collect. Grandmama where they visit us collect. Even plus grandpapa where go come visit your own people go collect. Now I go sleep well. As my family don't collect the vaccine, we go protect all of us from this yama disease them. Now I dey follow who no.
Make you remember say no matter the age when you dey, get vaccine for you. Boost your immunity for any age. Waka go any health center to know which vaccine when you supposed collect, or call 7722 for more information.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather? Why did you let him go? He might fall ill.
And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. Tired of pans that scratch and stick? Or cookware that takes up valuable space in your kitchen and are of little to no use? Cooking used to be fun, but now it just feels like a chore. Introducing Shopex's Gotham Hammered Copper Collection, the perfect cookware to upgrade your cooking experience. The Gotham Hammered Copper Collection features a super durable ultra non-stick surface. Eggs stick to other pans, but with the Hammered Copper Collection, they slide right out. Incredible! Plus, the Cool Touch solid cast handle makes it safe and easy to cook even the hottest dishes. It's oven safe up to 500 degrees, so bake this beautiful chicken suey pizza and serve it straight from the pan. Or this tasty delicious cake that will have your whole family asking for more. Any recipe can be made in these pans, and then it wipes clean with ease, so cleanup is a breeze. Plus, use your hammered copper pan to make homemade pancakes that flips and slips right out. Or make mouth-watering jollof rice or even fluffy pounder with ease, because nothing sticks.
I needed a cookware to keep up with me.